Welcome to the portfolio update for the month of April. This is now my third month investing and it has been a very interesting learning experience. As you can see, my portfolio value has now reached around $18,000 due to some additional investments during the month of April. In this video, I will show you my new transactions, my first dividend payments and my goals. My previous portfolio update from the month of March was just before the recent crash. At this point I had invested around $11,000 and my dividend for 2025 was $440. If you are interested in my previous portfolio updates, make sure to check out the link in the description or the link at the top right. Since I've just started before the recent crash, most of my initial buy-in prices were near the all-time high. But as I've shown in my previous update, I've managed to sell the All World ETF just before it started to drop, and I switched to more stable dividend-paying real estate funds. At the drop, I decided to go all in with the remaining cash I had available at that time, and as you can see, this has already been paying out. From watching several other YouTube videos on investing, I've learned the famous quote from Warren Buffett: "Be greedy when others are fearful." So this is exactly what I did during the dip. Of course, I didn't know at the time that the 7th of April would be the bottom, at least for now, but I knew that the prices were good to start buying. I managed to buy back the All World ETF, which I've sold a couple of weeks before for €137. Back now at €106 on a new retirement account that I've just set up. This is one of my two retirement accounts that I've recently set up, one for myself and one for my wife. Soon I will make a video about these new accounts and also to discuss the tax benefits. On my regular Interactive Brokers account, I've purchased some of the stocks of my favorite REIT that pays monthly dividends to bring back the dollar average costs. If we now look back at the World ETF chart, we can see that this was a very nice timing. But let's see if it goes up any further or that we soon will have another correction. If that happens, this would be a great opportunity to buy more of my favorite stocks. For Realty Income, my price target was around $57, so I knew that I was very happy with the price around $53. This would increase my monthly dividends even more. Other stocks that I've purchased during the month of April were Pepsi, but shortly after I decided that I wanted more Realty Income because the performance of Pepsi was rather weak and I was expecting weak earnings or at least weak guidances from Coca-Cola. And I was thinking this could probably bring back Pepsi even down further. I've also bought several single stocks. This is a trick that I use to track my dividends, and if you're interested in this, I made a recent video about this, which you can see the link at the top or in the description below. As I just said, I decided to get some more Realty Income stocks just before the next ex-dividend date, because I've set a new goal to reach a DRIP of 1 share per month. A DRIP means that my dividend will be reinvested in the same stock, and I want the amount to be high enough to buy at least 1 extra share per month. On Interactive Brokers, the transaction fee is only 35 cents, so this is rather cheap compared to other brokers such as DEGIRO. Okay, let's talk a bit more detail about this goal. I currently have 173 shares of the Realty Income stock and their annual payment is $3.1. This means that currently I get around $45 per month. Compared to the current price of $57, this means that I'm at around 80% of my goal. I should also subtract tax, but since I can get this back from my income tax, I have not added this. If we look at the new estimation for the 2025 dividends that I can expect, we can see that I've already managed to increase it from $440 to $632. This is already a very nice yield of 3.5% on the full invested amount, even though I've only invested a large portion at the end of Q1 and at the beginning of Q2. This month I've also received my first dividend payments, which was almost already $100. I've received dividends from Realty Income, Fitchi and the Old World Index. Let's also discuss some of the updates of my YouTube channel. I did some quick valuations of several stocks which include Nike, Fiji, Coca-Cola and Google. If you're interested to check them out, make sure to click the link in the description or at the top right. I've also started a new series on how to invest, and the first two videos of this series are how I track my dividends, and I get more detailed about overnight trading. If you check out my channel, you can also see more detailed videos on how you can use Interactive Brokers to do this during the web portal, their mobile app, and also I made a video about the Giro. I've already achieved several of the goals that I defined in my previous update, and the first one was to increase my dividend income to $500+. Two new goals that I set related to dividends are to increase my Realty Income dividend for a DRIP of 1 share per month, and also to increase my dividend income to $100 per month. As I just showed you, I started several new video series. I also want to start a weekly dollar cost averaging series, so you can expect to see that soon. I've also set up 2 new retirement accounts. Furthermore, I have a managed account for my pension at the bank that I'm planning to move. Furthermore, I will make some videos about these retirement accounts and also the included tax benefits. Also make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to not miss any future videos. See you in the next one.